Looks like you have a pretty important guest over there.
About 3.5, 4 minutes. Blake, it's amazing that you have anything in your head. He has...
Bro, did I hear what you just said?
Say that.
Folks.
He has... Oh,
folks,
just come out to the two-shot.
Folks,
Ladies and gentlemen, George Joseph Kreskin, otherwise known as the Amazing Kreskin.
I gotta say hello to you.
It's good to see you.
I want to tell you, this is one of, I've been in this business all my life. This is one of the nicest person, flaky, but the nicest person you could ever want. It's a pleasure to see you.
It's good to see you. Now,
we could walk in, and I know we don't have much time, and I'm at the Alhambra tonight. I want to mention that again because I'm doing a concert revolving the entire audience. We could meet anywhere and start talking for the next 2 hours.
Oh, we
because
could.
You have your finger, and it's very obvious in what's going on in the world, and that's good to know.
It's a good thing that, you know, I'm not going to be up on stage with you tonight because I'd usurp the show, which I wouldn't do.
Oh.
All right, so you know what? I remember, and I don't mean this in a snide way, watching you as a kid. And part of your shtick was that you would hide your check.
Well, we're going to do that tonight at the Alhambra.
Right.
And then very quickly, I will have a committee of strangers from the audience. I will be escorted from the theater. They'll hide my fee anywhere in the theater. When I come back, Bruce, there's no questions. It's not a gimmick. They have to think of what they've done. If I don't find it, I lose my fee. And I lost it for the 10th time last year, but that's not
Out of how many times?
6,000.
6,000, yeah.
But in New Zealand, in one night, it was a very famous story. I lost it one night at a Coliseum, $51,000.
Wow.
So, but the places they've hidden the
Well, what's the strangest place?
It's
the family show.
University of Illinois. I walk into a gym. I've done over 1,000 university shows. I walk into a gymnasium. This elderly man is sitting in the audience, stand up, and I said, "Would you open your mouth?" And I felt like a fool. I felt like no check. I walked away from him, down about 20 feet away, and something kept telling me in my mind to come back. I come back to him and I said, "Sir, if I embarrass you, you sit down. I apologize. Would you open your mouth again? Does this have to do with the roof of your mouth?" Bruce, he reached in his mouth, took out his upper plates, and handed me my check.
Wow.
So I have had it hidden in every... Then you know what I'm doing? If I'm at the Alhambra tonight, I'm giving the viewers ideas of what to do. If I lose my check tonight, I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm pointing right now.
I want to see how good you are. You're a mentalist. You're not a fortune teller.
No.
Where is my raise from my bosses?
Anybody research? Do you know? I can't find it. No, I didn't mean that.
You can't find what doesn't exist.
Can I mention...
Yes, no, I want to talk about this book. It's called Real Time. And you reveal your predictions for the next several hundred years.
Yeah. I want to tell you something. I've flown, the airline industry announced last year, I've flown over 3 million miles, over 5.5 years touring Saudi Arabia. I can talk about, and people have been saying to me, I'm not a fortune teller. If you think of a situation, I can describe it. But because I've spent so much time tuning on people, I have some sense of the direction some of our culture's going, and it's not written in stone. I mean, they're always asking me about the political... By the way, let me just say right now, with the pictures I have with Hillary Clinton and all these people, and what is the guy that's the
Trump?
And been in his house and everything. As a performer, I'm performing, but this is not endorsing folks. And I've been very critical on some of the stations of our political figures, but I have nothing against them. I wish most of them had been on the Titanic, to be very honest with you. And I discuss some of the changes that I think young people are going to have to be prepared for in our culture, because this is going to be a different world. We're at war. Mm-hmm. It's a world where, I mean, how can we think of it? I've been asked how long it's going to last, and I'm not a negative person. I don't think anybody's alive today that will see the end of this war, because the longest wars, see, we don't study history, and we will pay dearly for not studying it, but the longest wars in history are religious wars. And this war started 93 years ago. I won't go into why. I'm not a know-it-all, but it's exciting to write about this, because this is a dynamic time. And then the great thing is the sideshows that are on, where 6 or 7 guys and gals are arguing about politics, and you can tell they've been drinking heavily, because half the time they're not making sense, and they're accusing each other. And then I talk about one of the professions that may help that could destroy this country, and I have close friends in it. But I don't think we realize, and you young people who are going to college, remember this, because college students say, no one told us this. You go into law, And your future is very questionable because right now there is one lawyer for every 200 people in the United States. In England, it's 5 lawyers for every 10,000. So the only way they're making things go now is lawsuits and lawsuits.
Does it frighten you that we're on the precipice of electing somebody to make major decisions when I don't think I'd allow them to decide what pizza topping I want?
Well, then they say, I was asked on an economic show with our debts so tremendously down. They said, you've been with all these people in Washington, you performed in all this jazz. Who would you point out in Congress or the Senate that could pull us out of this? And my answer is very simple, not one of them. I'd like to be someone outside who knows nothing about politics. Absolutely, they'll say, well, look at the harm they could do. Could they do any more harm than our leaders have done today? I want someone, and this is not because Trump is out, there's other people, who comes in with a new spirit, and frankly, we need to fire maybe 75% of the people.
Wait a second, no, I'm thinking
and
here.
I'm not negative because this is an exciting book.
Several hundred years of predictions here. Do you ever think about running for president? Because you have a good idea of what's going to happen.
Let me tell you what the answer is. I say this in all my trouble.
No, the answer is?
My answer is this. I say this, so I know you can quote it all over the world. I refuse to become involved in politics because I have much greater respect for organized crime.
Wow, that says a lot.
But the truth of the matter is, I mean it. If you knew behind the scenes, and we all know about this, how much money, who would have ever thought? By the way, in Washington, D.C. now, lobbyists are the power.
Money is the power.
How many lobbyists in Washington? I'll just say very quickly. A little over 22,000. And you think that our government is reflecting us? The government was supposed to be a farmer like George Washington, a printer and what have you. But you point at Congress today, 45% of Congress are attorneys. So tonight I'm at the Alhambra. I'm going to be reading
Let me tell people where they can get tickets.
By the way, folks, could you imagine my reading Bruce's thoughts in front of an audience?
This is a family show you're doing.
I like you.
The Amazing
I like
Kreskin.
this guy.
For tickets and showtimes, you know what? This is the second time I've interviewed you. And the first time I was like, you know, I used to watch him on Carson, The Tonight Show. It really is a thrill.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. And I have, be the good Lord willing, I'll see you again.
Absolutely. Showtimes and information, alhambrajacks.com. Made it easy for you. There's a link on the morning show page of News for Jacks. And I see commercials in our future. I also see that we'll be right back.